evening, you lovely lot. Real-time filming here. I look as white as my shirt and feeling pretty grey. So I'm going to use pink to inspire my mood and my look. I've put white on to brighten me up. I did actually put a lovely black cashmere jumper on, but I thought, no, it's dragging me down. So here we are. I'm going to try some new products too, which is very exciting, and some favourites. So we're going to go in with the brand new Illusion Illuminous Glow Foundation SPF 30 from Hourglass. I have got shade 6. I haven't tried this. I looked at the colour because I had 6 and a 4. And the 4 probably would have washed me out a little bit. So the 6 is probably going to be a good one. Got my SPF on. I'm ready for action. Because it's a new base, I am going to put it on with my fingers just so that we can see clearly the finish before we decide how to brush and blend, etc. So let's just have a look. I imagine, oh, it's okay. It's quite dense. Not that that's a bad thing at all, because I've just put it on with my fingers, so I'm getting the biggest finish. Their skin tint was so light and sheer. And the Ambient has been one of my favourite foundations just for perfecting the skin. I'm imagining this is going to be somewhere in the middle, but with a bit more glow and lovely coverage. So it's got nice dimension. Let's drag it around and see what we get. Oh, look. That is classic. I'm not going to edit this out. I was testing something earlier on my eye to see whether it lasts. And it does. You probably thought, what's she got on her eye? Jeez. So that lasts. Not that we're going to use it today, I don't think, but honestly, I do my due diligence with the products that I recommend to you because I see it as my reputation. You'll never get something that's just thrown in front of the camera for the dosh. Never. It's too important. Right. Back in. Okay, and let's just blend that over my little eye there. So we've got a lovely feel. It's moisturising. It's stretching well onto my skin. It's not tightening. You know how some bases you put on it, it just like literally goes into the complexion, and you're like, quickly blend it out. That's very, very nice. Okay, let me take. Okay, so let me take the number 3 and just work that in as if it were a concealer to kind of lighten it around the eyes. So we don't go in too heavy because that would be too much for my little peepers. And see how that sits with more delicate skin. Nice, good layering. And it's not too shiny because it's not showing, you know, any sort of, or exaggerating any of the texture in my face. But that is a really beautiful, feels super lightweight, feels very luxurious base, very nice. Okay, so let's apply it with a flat brush, just what we've got left, and see whether it's any different with a tool. The flat brush is a great way to see, if you don't like getting your fingers into makeup, it's a great way to see how the foundation works. So I can just go a little bit more. This is very, very nice. I think people will find it easier to apply than Ambient because Ambient really needs a good skincare base to go on to blend well with the skin. And if you're rushing, if your skin is a bit more dehydrated, or you just only have very dehydrated dry skin, then you're not going to get that glow. But I love it because you can put the glow into the foundation where you want it and the rest stays matte. But I think for everyday beautiful skin, this looks lovely. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less from this brand, Hourglass. You pay for what you get, and what you get is wonderful. SPF 30 as well. Very, very nice. Let me just take my finger just over those areas of pigmentation because I've got a better coverage from that, and then I'll just buff like super delicately with the number 3 over the top. Such a cozy brush this, isn't it? We're down, I think, to the last 15 sets of brushes. I've actually just had to buy some more. Not had to buy some more. I bought some more just for my mum and my sister, and for me, like a brush set that is like not touched. You know, one for the memory box, because it's a lovely thing to have been able to have done. Yeah, pretty much like any sort of makeup artist's dream, I would have thought, to have your own, curated your own brush set and to be like super, super happy with it. Lovely. I am really enjoying the feel of this. I've kind of got quite a good sensitivity of makeup when I put it on my face. I can sort of feel like, oh, no, I don't like that, quite quickly. And I do. Now, one product, I've put this out specially. The Radiant Eye Perfector from Delilah is something that I have. I have 3 of these, one in my handbag, one in my handbag, one in the car, and one in my makeup kit. It squeezes out into this little tube, and I just think, oh my gosh, why don't I talk about this more? And it's because I sort of use it throughout the day. It is like a drink for your skin. So if, like me, you find that your eye area looks a little bit tired, dry, a bit sort of like it lacks luster and just looks a little bit matte and parched, just parched is the word I'm looking for. This just not only makes that eye area feel really fresh, it just kind of lifts and luminizes this eye area, the area around your eye. And it's just such a nice product to put over makeup. Because a lot of the time, once you've put your makeup on, it's then really hard to then put something else over the top to make it look fresh and lovely. But I must tell you that if you're in the market for something like that, this is delicious. Now I'm going to use just a little bit of the e.l.f. brow product, which I used the other day in my affordable makeup film, which you all loved, which totally appreciate why. Just flatten that down. Nice. I think my tattooed eyebrows are fading very slightly. Probably got another 6 months before they sort of start looking patchy again. I think they last a couple of years. But it's probably been the best beauty treatment I've ever done. Makes all the difference. But for this look, I'm not going to make them darker. This is my beautiful pink, fresh, flushy look. And I've got quite a few different products that I wanted to show you. Got some Afterglow ones from NARS, and I want to talk about the colours because I know that you love me talking about colour and for the packaging. Oh, how beautiful is this? These cushion blushes from YSL. I mean, just adorable. So I'm going to put the lip on, I think, 'cause that's my key thing, and I'm not sure which colour to use. I might just use a fusion of these two. It's called Make Me Blush. This is in the shade 44. So nice. And I mean, simply for the packaging, what a beautiful gift. I think makeup's always a tricky one if you're going to buy it for a gift. But when you're buying something like that, I think it's great. So let's go in with, well, first of all, I'm sorry I haven't done my nails. They probably needed a little bit of a touch up. I've been using a lot of Biab nails. I always used to use my nails ink. And then have Biab, it's really good for work and filming and just stops my nails looking worse than they already are. And then I tried to paint over them and it didn't work because I might actually get rid of them. And I want to show you this product. This is by Nails Inc. and it's called a one-step gel manicure. So it's base coat, really strong colour. You only need one coat, and top coat, and it dries really quickly. Really, really great shades. I've got loads in my kit. I was going to use this grey against the pink and the white, but it didn't quite work out. But I might actually just get rid of these and give my nails a bit of a break and go back to using a polish like this, because it's really, really good. My friend had it and she said it lasted for a whole week. So you just go through phases, don't you, and trends. But yes, if you want something quick and solid and glossy and kind to your nails, Nails Inc. is just always the best place to go, I think. I know Thea Green, the lady who set up Nails Inc. She's such a kind, funny, warm, generous, super bright woman. She's like up there. I really, really respect her. Okay, so beauty excitement. It's really beauty excitement today because we've got the blush, and look what we've got from Sicily. Oh, look at this packaging. I mean, seriously, I've got 3 colours and I've gone for the number 20. I want to show you, I had a little bit of balm on my lips. So I'm just going to matte that down slightly. I'm going to go in with the Gelique powder, just very, very softly. I ordered another one of these the other day because I just always worry they're going to sort of be discontinued or just run out. And I found 2 in the drawer. It's really annoying. Just need to get more organised and not panic. Don't panic! Right, so my thing is I want to go pink, but I want to use this lipstick, and I'm going to put the colour on first that I want to do, then I'm going to incorporate the blush, and I'll show you how. Now when I put this on, I didn't need to use any lip liner at all. It is so lovely, but this packaging, I've literally done all your birthday presents, haven't I? This is all you need. Ooh, just got to do that. Okay, look. It's that lovely kind of like pinky nude. And you can rub it in together and it's that soft velvet finish. So, so nice. And then I'll just shape my lip. With the bullet. It is so creamy. So hydrating, and look, it really softens the texture of my lip as well. What I mean by that is it kind of makes the skin on my lips look softer and less kind of humpy bumpy. How nice is that colour? It's the perfect nudie pink. And it's contemporary. It's not too berry. This is very modern. I'll tell you what, when you put this on, you're not going to want to take it off. Just using the brush to connect the corners. That's all I need to do. Now, of course, I can just pop the blush, my lipstick on as the blush. Should be a nice, easy way to do it. But I don't want something as heavy. So we have these 2 from NARS. I'm going to put them on my hands to show you. I love these kind of like soft pinky tones. And it'll be very translucent, and that kind of works well with this. But I also like the deeper ones, but I think this might be too deep. These have got, it's a bit like the Say Spicy blush that I used the other day, which I love because it's a little browner. So if you've got a warmer complexion and not as pale as me, this one would work really nicely, and then the pink would really pop. But I think that is a nice match in comparison. So Let me put the lighter one on first, and if we don't like it, we'll add a bit of warmth and then we'll use the YSL on top. Nice connection there. Ooh, very soft and very translucent. Yes, interesting, isn't it? So if I'd put the blush on from the lipstick, it would have been too heavy and too matchy. Because it's quite a high flushy blush, which I'm going to take right up there into my socket. So it's quite like a 70s vibe on the top of the cheekbone to get that nice lift. Because it's translucent, oh, it's lovely this. It's got like a very, very soft like gel texture. And you can see the irregularities of my skin through it, but it just, because the pigment, because the textures are different, it works really well. So I'm not going to go in with the brown one, but like I say, that would be a good option for a darker skin. God, already. So this is a really beautiful blush. I haven't used these before actually. I saw them in my kit and I thought, oh, I need to use this. I'm just carrying them around with me, but I haven't really used them. Sort of quite nice to get this sort of like butterfly effect that I wouldn't create with the YSL powder because that just would be too much. But I think she's looking a lot brighter and fresher. But you need to take a flat brush or a soft brush and just soften that edge. See, just very lightly. Those soft strokes that you would do over a canvas just really makes the difference. God, I feel so much better already and haven't even got any mascara on. Okay, I will leave the powder blush for now. I really, really like these blushes. Afterglow. Let me just have a look at the names for you. So the one that I've got on my face is called Secret Lover and the darker one is called Aragon. Very, very nice and sort of like a slight gel tint to them, but very light, but enough colour. I think I've said that about 8 times now. Let's move on. So, you know, I talked about the e.l.f. eyeshadows, Fine as Flick eyeshadows. This is the glitter one. This is called Champagne Showers. This is the one, the sort of greeny one that I had before. And this is just a lovely light brightener. It might make my eyes a little bit too hoodie, so I might need to go in with a little bit of darkness. But I'm going to go in with the number 11 just to create a nice bit of light and brightness across my lid. Because I don't want too much pink around my eyes. I want it to look as fresh as possible. So put it on there and then do it inwards. Lovely, really complementary with the silver from my earrings and lovely with a white shirt. Not too hoodie, that's good. Yeah, sometimes it's nice to keep it simple. Let me do a little bit of eyelash curling. I'm going to try these ones out. These are Beauty Pie. Let's see how they fit. They fit my eye socket well. Let's see if I can get nice and close to the root. Yes, with eyelash curling, it's really important to do it very close to the root, almost like you might pinch yourself, then release, and then do it along the centre part of the eyelash. So you get 2 bends, which creates a really lovely curve. Lovely. These are quite nice, I have to say. Sometimes I've got a couple of pairs in my pro kit. My beloved Shimura ones, Kevin Aquan ones, they're shaped slightly differently in this Japanese pair, which I have no idea where I got from, online somewhere. And and they fit very deep set eyes because sometimes it's quite hard to catch the lash. And then always bring them round and lift them up. So another newbie is, I've never tried this Merit mascara. She looks super chic, doesn't she? The brush caught my eye. Nice, soft, I'm assuming I will get nice, soft, fluffy lashes. Nothing too major. That's why I curled them. But because this is all about the pink makeup, because you've got that extra bit of colour on your face and it's quite bright, and you've got the shirt, to then have lots of dark, thick lashes, it kind of distracts from the femininity of the makeup. I could talk about makeup forever and the effects of it and the feel of it and the style of it. I guess you're here for that too. Yes, this is perfect. So you know how much I love a thick, as my friend Nadine Baggett calls, stripper lash. Not sure she should say things like that anymore. But anyway, that's what she says. Maybe she's changed it to strip lash. This is so on the other scale, but it's not so natural. As I look to the left here, not down the lens, I'm looking at my little monitor to see. It's not that it's not doing anything to the lash, because you don't get anything. No lift, no elevation, no length. I mean, what's the point really? You might as well just get them tinted. Very, very nice. Merit's a lovely brand, isn't it? It's kind of like very much how we are on this channel, just like soft flushes of colours, beautiful textures, simple applications. Got a funny growth pattern there. This lash has gone a bit short. It's funny how that happens, isn't it? And then in 2 weeks we'll be back to normal again. Lovely. I might just do a little baby wash because it's very light, just to give myself a bit of definition on the lower lashes, but not like loads. Not like I just did there. So annoying. My husband always says, I don't know how you can be a makeup artist. You're so heavy-handed. I am. But luckily I've had no major disasters at work. Fully insured, obviously. Oh God, I feel so much better. Okay. Just by the by, I don't talk about perfume very much. This is Fern. This is an English organic perfume, which they harvest twice a year, the equinox and the solstice. And this is their 2025 spring, and it smells of lemons and violets and damp, sort of fresh woods. It's awful. It's awful. It's awesome. It's really lovely. That's terrible, isn't it? It's awesome. It's organic, completely combustible, recyclable, and it is just the most beautiful natural fragrance. If you find that you've had allergies to fragrances, you might find that with an organic, handmade perfume, you don't get that. The wonderful thing is that you put yourself on a waiting list, and then they do the batch, and if you're first on the waiting list or 58th on the waiting list, then you get your bottle, and you sign up for each harvest. It's quite a lovely thing, and their website's very stylish. We'll link it for you in the description. But yeah, it's very natural, very wholesome, but also like really stylish. And it just smells amazing in here. Sort of, I've got a lovely sense of clarity. Really nice. Okay, so let's take the number 6 and finish off with the beautiful blush. Just that on the brush, nothing else. And let's see how it layers up. So that's quite punchy, which I love. But can you see what I mean about the different textures and why I didn't put the lipstick on my cheeks because I didn't want to have both features, cheeks and lips, being highly pigmented. So let's take a little puff and let's just buff that down. Now that layer won't do any harm at all. In fact, it'll probably just give my skin a little bit of longevity in terms of the colour on my face. So, you know, don't need to scream Aunt Sally and go, oh my God, I've messed it up completely. No, no, just bash it down very lightly. Connect a bit on your nose, connect a little bit along the forehead, a bit on the chin, and there we are. But I'm going to definitely use this blush again by itself. It's going to be my happy cheek blush for a quick whiz before work. But that's why I used a really beautiful sheer blush with a dense lipstick. So you get this lovely finish. I hope you like it. Hope that I was able to share some makeup artistry tips, and let's see how much better I look from when I did when we first said hello. Yay! I hope you like it, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.